Okay. It's live
It's
now.
live.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
how do we keep from uh, like how do we know if we're balanced? Like you can't just stay still and do nothing, and yet we also have to accomplish or get things done. So how do you achieve the balance between activity and non-activity?
Uh, yeah. Like you balance. So this is balance right here. So body and mind, like the solar is the body, the lunar the mind. Each 40 minutes, the mind and the mood shift. So and each time, every time, either the solar is dominating the lunar, or sometime lunar mean more mental and emotional, dominating the physical. So body and mind are like two sides of the same coin. So they are the two carrier. Carrier means of the vehicle of the inward eternal flame, which is the real spirit. So, but if we are so much entangled into the doing and thinking, then we cannot uh, see the being, because being more subtle means subtle level. Like there is gold, and the goldsmith work on the gold, melt it, and then give it a form, ring or a necklace, or he bring it out, and then people identify to the necklace more than the real gold. So that's how the the being get enveloped, covered by the body mind. But the people who are restful in the being state, and they don't get uh, enveloped by egoistic uh, doing, thinking, then it get out of balance. Out of balance means, like, what is the balance? Balance is you're drinking a cup of wine, a glass of wine, and people start celebrating and enjoying it. Then you have heard that second stage come when wine drink the wine, and then the third stage comes wine drink the man, and that means that the weed has taken over the garden. That means uh, excess, out of balance. You see,
Yeah.
out of balance. So then, how to bring balance back again? And that means uh, recognize, remember the being space, that how the disease is gone when you establish back again into the flow of the healthfulness. So little balance is okay, little balance of wine is okay, the little weeds are there, balance is okay. But when weeds take over, then they eat up the good vegetables also. So the same way, the higher power actually, that is called the being space, is so perfectly perfect, which is beyond human thinking. That's how is balanced Monday, balanced Tuesday, balanced Wednesday. Otherwise, imagine it get Mother Nature as profound balance in all the elements. We have earth, water, fire, air, ether, and all the Mother Nature is incredible balance in the body. The hunger comes, eat the food, digestion happen without your knowing. You're not putting a machine to get it digested, like you juice out with the machine. So imagine the wise one is the one, the act with the minimum effort, maximum result. So minimum activity and maximum result is the result of the clear perception, clear perception. Otherwise, wrong misconception, even people earned millions of dollars and they took a wrong direction, they put in the stock and all money gone, you know. So why what mistake they did is not clear seeing, clear perception. You're driving, you're a great driver, you are an astronaut, and all of a sudden you are like not seeing clearly, you're driving, and all of a sudden, big
Yeah.
accident. So, where is the perfect balance? The perfect balance is become the perfectly perfect human being. And lot of deceptions of the material, emotional, all kinds things will come at your door, but you are established in the perfectly perfect space. What is that perfect space? Not the mind, not that you know too much. Of course, you know too much in the market world, internet world, but there are greater powers, greater energy which rule our life, which is beyond the planetary system, and that is the being perfectly perfect person. That is the presence here and now. Like, do you arrange and manage your hunger? No, it happens to you. But you feel when there's the real hunger. And when it's real hunger, the whole food, everything tastes real food. Suppose You have eaten your full hunger, and then the same food is not more needed. It does not taste the same. So we observe in our life that we have moved from human being to human doing and reduced to such a level that we have become human doings. Then we are returned to the source of being. Now, being is a, a very subtle energy, very, very uh, perfect space, yet is everything and nothing together. That's beyond the mind, beyond the understanding. That's why the person who is innocently in the perfect space, they put another word to it, the thou, or they put the let thy will be done, or let God be, or uh, in a Islamic word they say inshallah, but the real daily life is opposite. Opposite means live in fear. The person who is in perfect space has no fear. That one can say, let God take care.
So I have a question about this. So that would be a wonderful way to live fearlessly.
Of course.
But how to get there if you have lived so many years managing fear? How do you get to that place of more like the children that don't know to be afraid yet?
Yeah, like how to be in that perfect uh, space. Like when you are driving a car on the freeway or without the freeway, you have some kind of agitations and fears, and slowly you become expert, and then it becomes spontaneous, automatic. The same way, this one is like very similar to a jeweler. You take this good looking diamond to a jeweler. Oh, how much you will pay for it? Uh, the other one who don't know, maybe 2 million, this is worth maybe 3 million. But the real jeweler knows, oh, it's 30 cents or a dollar, not more than a dollar. So, how the jeweler knows there is not 1 million, rather $1? How the jeweler knows? That means the clear perception means he can discriminate, he can discriminate. He has this body mind complex, so clear perception. That means he will not be befooled, and that one in even the computer can take 5 hour, 10 hour to analyze, but the real jeweler less than a minute, just by less than a minute can see. The same way, from ego to egoless state. Ego means nothing but bundle of fears. all kinds of fear, image after image after image. So it's dark, dark, dark. How can I find my lost diamond in the darkness? Of course, unless it shines through or you bring the light. What is the light? Means that discriminatory power, unreal to real. So the child is born with that blessing, which is perfectly perfect space. And there is no effort needed on that stage because effort means the time. Then we creep in and we identify to the body, mind so much that even the real diamond get covered by the dust and the mud and is not visible and available. So the treasure we are looking is within, not within you, but you are you. But you have misidentified to the fake body mind as everything. This is wrong attachment. So it's not that you need to do a lot of chanting prayers, but no, awakening. Awakening is the real word in Sanskrit comes the word Vivekananda. Vivek means the power of clear perception, discrimination, what is temporary, what is really real. On material level, you will not make a castle or a mansion on the sand beach.
Right.
Why? Why not? Unless you put the poles and all that, and then you want to get breeze. But those also will wash away in due time.
Mhm.
So the same way, body mind, which is time bound, always searching for timeless, timeless love, eternal love, which is not stormy or come and go. So deep down, human beings, we have put value to the diamond. Why diamond? Because it represents the light, also represent strong, not that after 2 years it will become black or blue. That's why the quality of eternity we are seeking inside. Suppose your children are not your children after 5, 10 years. If you already know, and actually in reality, when those your children, my children, and they get into the boyfriend, girlfriend, are they your children? Yes, they are your children, but before they used to call every month, then the call will come after 1 year. So, yeah, your children, yeah, your children. But what is me and mine? The love I'm seeking. Who is seeking? The ego, the love. So this search for timelessness, the search for eternity is deep hidden within the mind and the ego. But the very ego itself is built with the time. So therefore, knowing and not knowing, there is another state which is innocence, which is already the divine. And if you watch the child face, it is nothing but innocence. And then it during that time it get lost and it get enveloped again, identified to the things. And that's what the wise guy, like thou, he says 10,000 things. Because like in the foods, sweet house. Sweet house, what is the sweet house? Milk, sugar. Milk, sugar. And it used to be 5 kind of sweet, then 50 kind of sweet. Fragmentation, right? All poison. It is a joy and pleasure in festivals. A little bit and enjoy the shape and taste and all. As as long as you don't get dining your dinner and breakfast on that, and you become diabetic and you're just in the mouth of death. Death mean ending of your sugar. And sugar is has become a drug because the mind is overactive and it need that sugary food. And it's all the same. The heart and diabetic, they're interconnected. And that's what is happening. It is worse than coronavirus. People are dying because of wrong thinking, overthinking, fear thinking, diabetic, pre-diabetic, and then it gave birth to many other disease, disease. So slow and slow, this overactive or hyperactive or culture will look for a new way of living where you're fulfilled, not seeking driving big cars and fancy cars, but inside anxietyful, stressful, rich and famous, yet miserable. So, bigger demand of new way of living. And you know, there is impeccable peace within you which cannot be disturbed, which is no seeking, no fear. Of course, people go to bars, they take drinks, and for 5-10 minutes, ha 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 ha, they're doing ha 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 ha, 5-10 minutes. But of course, the substitute, if they learn techniques, methods, meditation, it quieten the mind, but that is still what you call a fake remedies, equal to that, like drinks and bars, they're fake. But that's what they have. They don't know any better. We are talking of stress free being. You don't need to make it stress free because stress cannot go close to it. Being is such a quality. If we want to observe, let's look at Mother Teresa. No fat, no need to lose weight, will work 10 hours, 12 hours. Why? Because she was a real human being, not accumulating money, dollar, not married 5 marriage and 10 children, because her life is marriage to the wisdom. She will pick up the poor people and take care of them as the divinity, divine action. This become a blissful state. Now, I'm not saying, advising that everyone Mother Teresa, but the heart of the compassion, compassion, compassion. And no matter what you're doing, here now, your heart knows what is the quality of living. That is you will not seek God in there because you will feel the God, nothing but the God, everywhere, nowhere, everywhere. And then everything start turning around, everything start coming to you. Food, clothes, shelter, all the basic needs start coming to you. This has happened to not many saints, whether Mahatma Gandhi, whether it is Yogananda or any great beings. And that great being is actually the simple way of living. It's nothing uh, because of the words and advertisements and all that we have made it some hawa bawa out of it. That's a simple way of being. That's what we want to start a school in that way that no scriptures, books, religions need to be follow a program. But here and nowness is the simplest of all. And if you are really real, then you don't need many courses and languages and not even words. The truth cannot be spoken. the silence. That's how actually the children and cats and dogs, they don't talk because the words helps to understand, but 10 times bigger misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And the one who is fulfilled with the fullness does not need a certificate or big followings because the wholeness and fullness itself fulfills you. There's no more seeker and seeking. Om Shanti. That's the name of that space. Om Shanti means peaceful being, where there is no two, no duality. Duality of being and becoming, 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 becoming. Becomer, becoming has come home into the being.